Well, I got another Asus G15 Advantage gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're going to have a look at Madden 23 and embarrass myself there because, just like in FIFA, I have no idea how to play football, or any sport really for that matter, besides a tiny, ever so small amount of soccer. From back when I played when I was like 5 or 6. But, as you guys saw in FIFA, obviously that didn't do me any good because I got absolutely shit stomped by freaking computers and whatnot. But hey, at least you guys got to see how the game played, and that's the whole point of most of these videos. When you're sitting here trying to concentrate on all these numbers and how many timers are going on, even if you are good at something, you're not going to do as good as usual, as you've seen from my first-person shooters. But as you saw at the end of my one video, at least on my main computer, when I try, I usually am in like second, first, or third, or something like that. I'm usually up in the top of those first-person shooters leaderboards. Anyway, though, why don't we go hook this thing up to the capture computer and get some gameplay, and then I got a couple comments from some people who also actually enjoyed the fact that I did some camera recorded gameplay as well. So what we'll do for this is, I'm not going to sit here and do, you know, a minute of screen, a minute of camera, because that's just not enough to really see the game. So what I decided to do is we'll just do, you know, like 2 minutes or so of all the different various settings. And then at the very end, we'll see what that equals. And as long as the video's not already like 20 minutes long, we'll try to match that with some camera recorded gameplay too. Not for each setting, but I'll probably just pick like the best setting that got us really good FPS. If that's Ultra and it was getting like 200 FPS, F it. We'll leave it on Ultra, and we'll get some camera gameplay for about the same time. So say the video was like 6 minutes of camera recorded footage. Well, then we'll try to get 6 minutes of camera recorded footage at the very end for the people that like seeing the camera recorded footage. That way I can try to make everybody happy. And I was told the same thing for the Steam Deck. Some people like just the screen recorded aspect of it, but a lot of people said that kind of takes away from some of the coolness. The Steam Deck's all like, you know, portable, and people liked seeing me just play with the camera pointed at the Steam Deck. So I can still do that for a little bit at the end of Steam Deck videos as well. Doesn't bother me, makes it a little harder to run, or a little harder to make the YouTube video, but hey, who said running a YouTube channel is always easy and fun and all of that stuff? Don't get me wrong, it's always fun for me or I wouldn't do it, but you know, sometimes there's little minor annoyances where I fuck up some captions or something and I have to go back and fix them, or I forget altogether and this, that, and the other thing. So there's still some things where you're like, oh, damn it. But besides that, still have a blast. Anyway, I'm blabbering on for like 2 fucking minutes here. Why don't we go hop in and look at some settings? I just wanted to explain that, the whole ordeal with the screen capture and camera capture shit real quick.
All right, getting into Madden here. For whatever reason, it started out getting good FPS, and then all of a sudden I realized I didn't have manual mode on, so I backed out of the game, Alt F4, turned on manual, and then I got like shit FPS ever since. Like we're only getting 80 in the menu here. Before I was getting like 180 here. So I don't know what's up with this game right now. I'll probably go and do a DirectX 11 and see if that's any better. But anyway, let's move on. All right, here we go with some low gameplay here. And like I was saying, it doesn't really run very good, like at all, because this is being captured. So it's not like OBS is taking up a bunch of resources. This is just capture the capture card. So I don't know. And this is low settings, and as you can see, GPU just doesn't want to clock up in this game. It's obviously using it because it wouldn't be saying 60%. Or whatever. If it was using integrated, it would just say 0, or it might bounce up to like 10 or something like that, but I don't think this is using the integrated. I don't think it could even get 50 FPS in a game like this. It'd probably get like 30, 25 on low. These integrated Vega graphics and these APUs are not very good. That's why I try to always force it.
1 for 1, a lot more to go.
Oh man, I got a first down.
Midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big play there as they get the conversion on.
This is not very playable as far as I'm concerned. I think this game needs some updates or something.
Set the tone. This time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield.
And besides,
to the 40 now.
I'm kind of glad it changed the FPS. I would have been really angry if I went got a bunch of footage with it getting hundreds of FPS, then you guys all try getting it and it does this shit to you.
That's over 40 yards of
So
movement.
honestly, I'd rather it like work properly for everybody else. I don't know what's up with mine, but not running very good. But we're still truck on through and get all the gameplay, because I show gameplay whether it makes the laptop look good or bad. I'm not one of those kind of people that's like, oh, nope, I can only show the laptop in a good light. And heck, I show its shortcomings all the time. It's horrible at ray tracing, for example. And NVIDIA is definitely better at professional, at least most professional applications. I'm sure there are exceptions to that, where some things run better on AMD, but lots of stuff seems to like CUDA in the professional line of work. But I don't know too much beyond that. Anyway, though, why don't we go ahead and move on? Now let's get some medium gameplay in. A lot of stuff just keeps going back to auto. I hope it stays actually at what I said, but I don't know for sure. But at least this stuff down here is for sure on medium because it says so. Anyway, to the game.
Well, all right, guys. Now it's time to get some medium gameplay in now.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. They had no run back on this one, so the new
I always still wonder why they do that.
25-yard line. Now, for the first time, we get to see this.
I got a Misty on me, so she's probably gonna get bite.
Led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his third
does that when I do recording.
Jalen Hurts
I don't
got the
know
green
why.
light as a starter from the Philly organization and took really good steps as the next in line of mobile quarterbacks in the city, following names like Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb, and Randall Cunningham. He led the team in all quarterbacks in the NFL in rushing, and he took Philadelphia to the postseason while throwing for over 3,000 yards.
All right.
Throwing right away. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So
I still have a lot to learn when it comes to football, well, any sport, really. I am not good at sports. But I still wanted to show you guys how this game ran, because I saw it pop up.
Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. From the 41, Hurts. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. There's Charles Harris getting home for the sack.
Former first-round defensive lineman Charles Harris certainly seemed to salvage his starting career in the NFL last year, leading Detroit with 7.5 sacks. Now it's crucial for him to prove that last year was not.
All right, well, let's move on here. That's what we'll go with next.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. Looking to throw. It's caught by Sanders.
Sanders got it, apparently.
It'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
All right, though. Why don't we use this opportunity to move on? Well, now it's time to do some high. So I also turned the anti-aliasing up a little. No V-Sync or tripper buffering, though. And we turned a couple of these other options on. But not everything yet. We'll turn everything on when it's ultra time, but let's get back into the game now. Well, all right, now for some high gameplay. I'm also playing with a keyboard and a mouse, which is probably not a great idea. I think when I do 1440p, I'll change to a controller. Seems like a better kind of game for a controller, if I'm honest. That's why it's nice to have the option.
Now for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for a Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
He is the son of a
They
coach.
start on the ground here at Sanders. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside,
See?
keep the defense on
Now
balance.
look at this, guys. The game's actually getting decent FPS.
2nd down, here's an option right. And right away, he lost the football. And they
It's
take
actually
possession
utilizing
of
the GPU
football
now.
and have it at the 36
But it doesn't do this for like any of the other settings. This is the one time it worked. I don't know why. I didn't change anything. All I did was change some settings
They weren't
around.
exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
All right, what should our next move
I
be?
think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
On 1st down, gone.
Dang.
And that's going to be incomplete. Boy, nearly
Moving on. Now for a little ultra gameplay here. And then after this, we'll get a little camera gameplay in. And there we go. That is the bottom. So now why don't we go ahead and get back into the game. Well, here we go with some ultra gameplay now, and it's back to not fully utilizing the GPU again.
22 men ready to do battle. It's time
So it's
to
back to
dance.
terrible
And we
FPS.
are underway from Ford Field. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week.
Man, it's getting
and then
really
run for
bad
100 plus
FPS
the
now.
next. He
All the way
adds
down
an
in the
extra
30s
dimension
and
that
50s
really
here.
confounds
Shit.
defenses when he puts it all together.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Levi Onwuzurike charging in and finishing off the sack.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they get after them early.
So 8
All
yards
right,
on
well.
the completion there, and 3rd and 8 now.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there, and you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds.
I never really know what the best option to go with, so I'm honestly just guessing half the time with my plays. Half the time I don't listen to them anyway, I don't think, because I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do, so that's why I'm stuck over there. Luckily, my other guys tackled the motherfucker, because I was completely useless over there the whole time.
Getting home for the sack.
But it's okay, it's just a game after all.
So far in the first half,
And I'm not good at sports, so that is okay. I'm more a computer guy. And a gamer. And that's alright. It's just apparently I'm not a good sports gamer.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. Taking it about the 36. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Lions will take over.
Alright, though. I'd say this is a great time to go ahead and move on. Well, alright, guys. I'm just using the microphones on the camera itself because they sit right next to the camera that I got sitting on a mini tripod right now. Because I figured I'd get a little camera record gameplay because people said they like seeing that too, so not going to do all of the different settings, obviously. So I figured I'd try to get this thing to work properly. It's just running like absolute asshole.
And it sucks too, because when I first started playing it, it was getting like 180 FPS. Then I realized I didn't have whatchamacallit. I just did one thing. I was like on low, and then I realized, my CPU's stuck at 3200. I must have it on silent. Whoops. So, you know, Alt F4'd out real quick, put it on manual. And then when I got back in, I like struggled to stay above 60 FPS ever since. But anyway, here's the rest of the settings I figured you'd try. Let's just hit save settings real quick. It changes all this shit to auto, which is really stupid, so I don't know what the fuck that's all about. Honestly, this whole game just seems to be a pile of shit on the laptop so far. Hopefully it'll be better hooked up to an external monitor or something, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I have a feeling this is just a really bad PC port or something, because this laptop should be able to get well over 60 FPS in Madden and then FIFA and all that shit. So, unless it just broke, we'll see if I can do any other games or if it improves once we hook it up to the actual external monitor next. And then I'm going to play this game on my 5800X3D today too, and we'll see if it's shit there as well. And then I'll know for a fact if it's just like, maybe it's just an AMD thing. Maybe it hates AMD GPUs or something now. I don't know. Anyway, let's see how it does in an actual game. Well, alright guys. Getting a little camera gameplay in now. No idea what I'm really doing here, so let's just kick off, alright? Almost. Oh, it says accurate kick, alright. I've been wondering that almost every time he does that. I don't know nothing about sports, and yeah, we're getting like 40 FPS, so yeah, this is still horrible. I don't know what its problem is. It's probably something to do with that stupid muck switch or something. I hope it does better when we hook it up to an external monitor. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to say Madden 23 is unplayable on this laptop, because this is bad. I don't know, let's try the X this time. Alright, wow, I can at least move my guy around now. With keyboard and mouse, I couldn't even move him. He was just like running off into like oblivion. Oh, shit. Ah. Wow, it dropped all the way down to 8 FPS. This is bad. Hope the laptop's not just broken. That would suck. That would be really sad if Alt F4ing out of a game broke it, but, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. It was getting like hundreds of FPS before, and now it can't.
Because when you get a sudden change situation, that defense has to rush onto the field unexpectedly, you might catch them having a defensive breakdown.
Oh, let's try that. Alright. Hike. Said fuck it, I just decided to run right the fuck in there. Who cares? All I know is I'm supposed to get to the other end.
Once again, it's Swift and tackled down after a gain of 3, leaves him with 1 yard.
Yeah, I'm not really gaining much. I'm only gaining like 2-3 yards every time. I gotta do better here. Alright, what else can we try? Why? Well, at least I got more than 2 yards that time, I think. FPS is so bad, though. This is really pathetic. Whoa, that was just fucking bad. I just kind of froze up and didn't know what to do. But I don't know sports very well, so I really don't know what I'm doing, so. If it wasn't using 70% of my GPU, I'd almost think it was using integrated graphics. Yeah, whatever, that was alright of an idea, I guess.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well, because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Looking for Hawkinson, and he's got him. Touchdown, Detroit.
Oh, I got a touchdown.
From 13 yards out. And the Lions are on the board here first in the season opener. And he is a
Cool. Well, that's always fun.
They got him involved there for the score.
And they should is a very
I wish the FPS was better.
use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Let's do
Austin
X.
Seibert on for the extra point.
Accurate kick. Can I get that extra point good?
And he's 1 for 1 on the
Nice.
year as his kick is good. That time a 6-play drive. And it was T.J. Hawkinson who finished the drive with a touchdown reception.
Let's do kickoff left.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
Again, why do they do that? Is that just like a strategy or something? Or am I doing something wrong with my kick?
Touchback. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Hurts fumbles it, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And they take possession of the football and have it at the
Cool.
36-yard line.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout.
I guess he did. I didn't notice him losing the ball at first. I was like, what fumble?
Let's get some focus going here. 'Cause maybe
Worked out good for me though, I guess. So fuck it.
the whole team wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, well, they've gone interception, now fumble. They will run straight ahead with Swift.
Tripped over my own 2 feet, it looked like.
Second down.
That's just a pile of bodies. And that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run.
I figured if I sprinted, I could just get by off him, but I didn't hit it in time. Might have just not worked regardless, but it is what it is.
7 yards there and a first down.
Swift split carries down the middle with Jamal Williams in 2021. Was one of Detroit's busiest players in the passing game. He caught 62 passes, second on the team, and 4th among NFL running backs. His showing could convince the Lions to make him their RB1.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. There's Gong. And he's got it. Touchdown.
All right, another touchdown.
Cephas, a 15-yard touchdown Brown. And the
Hell, I'm doing better with football than I am with soccer, and considering I have no idea what I'm doing. I only got like two goals, I think, the whole time I played the soccer game. And this time I already got 2 touchdowns in the very first video that I ever did on the game. Alright.
Seibert on for the PAT. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. That is
Aw.
knocked away and incomplete.
Oh well, it was worth a shot.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that?
No, that was just my stupid brain not knowing what would be a good idea. But it's okay.
On the PAT, I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hole, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right.
Alright, let's do the blitz.
First, do no harm, and right now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action. Here's Hurts. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage. As he
Alright though, I think that's probably good enough. Unfortunately, this game does not run very good on this laptop, but let's go wrap the game up and
hope that it does better at 1440p.
Well, alright guys, that is a wrap for Madden 23, and unfortunately it does not run very good just on a laptop itself. As I was explaining at the beginning of the camera recorded portion, I forgot to put it in manual mode, so I just Alt F4'd out going, oh shit, well, luckily I only did one, so no big deal. A little bit wasted like 2-3 minutes, whoop-de-doo. Anyway, then it was getting like 180, 100 to like 200 FPS, so I Alt F4, go turn manual mode on, try to relaunch the game, and it's getting like, struggling to get 60. So I'm sitting there going, well, what the fuck? Restarted the laptop. The only thing I didn't try is to test other games to see if the laptop's GPU just broke or something. But I don't think so. I have a feeling it's just this game being a pile of crap. Most things that EA makes, generally, I hate being mean to EA, but generally have lots of issues when they first come out. And from what I've heard, most of EA's sports games, when they get ported over to PC, are not anything special, and they're a lot more fun on just console because they just work. But that's just what I've heard. I don't know if that's true. Like I said, I'm not a big sports gamer. Anyway, though, I think it's time for us to hook this thing back up to the 1440p monitor and see if maybe that helps. Maybe that lack of the MUX switch and it going through the APU and stuff just really messes with games like Madden. Who knows? Though I don't think it was that bad when I did FIFA, and I would think it was running on the same engine. Maybe they have a new engine, though, that runs like crap. I don't know. Maybe the game hates AMD. There's so many things it could be, you know? So let's just end this video now, and I'll move on to 1440p. But even though it didn't run so good, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And until the next one, peace out, guys.